Okay, today we will start lesson 4, which is about the intervals. Okay, first, I'll remind you with another topic, okay? It's about the set. So listen to me carefully. Before we studied the set, and if there is a set of X and this set equal the elements, for example, like 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so simply, guys, this means this set only consists of 3 elements. This set consists of only 3 elements. 1, 2, 3. Nothing more. So there are a specific number of elements inside each set. So this means if there is another set like y equals -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So my question now, what are the elements inside this set? Actually, the elements inside this set are -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Nothing more. Okay. And another way for the description of set, we can say that the set of X equal the set of A, where A belongs to integers. So this means A belongs to integers, and A greater than 2 and smaller than 7. Okay. So this simply means that X equals the set of integers greater than 2, less than 7. So this means 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Why did I start it from 3? Because it's given that it's greater than 2. So 3. Then the next integer after 2 is 3. So 3, 4, and smaller than 7. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7 not included, because I need integer smaller than 7. So till 6 only. So now, how many elements are there? 4 elements. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. And we studied that before, starting from primary 4 and the primary 5 and so on. Okay, so in our lesson for today, what will be the new topic? So today, we are going to discuss a new topic. It's about intervals. Interval actually consists of infinite number of real numbers. How? Concentrate well. Actually, guys, intervals divided or classified as 2 types of intervals. The first one is the limited intervals. Limited intervals. And the second one is the unlimited. Okay, I will start with the first type, which is the limited intervals. Concentrate very well and listen carefully. We are going to discuss every point. Okay, so the first one, the limited intervals. Okay, from the title, it's limited. So we know the beginning and the end, or the start and the end of the interval. Okay. Limited interval divides into 3 types. The first one, closed interval. Closed interval, we denote it by this symbols. Closed interval. Okay, so closed interval, and if there are two elements, the start and the end, -1 and 3. Now, what are the elements inside this interval? My answer. Actually, this interval consists of -1 and 3. Okay, now it's like the set. What's the difference then? Okay, I said that it consists of these two elements, -1 and 3, and all real numbers in between them. So this means from -1 to 3 and all real numbers between them, yes. -1, then 0, then 1, 2, not like that. This is only the integers. I said all real numbers between them. So I meant starting from -1 and then -0.5, -0.4, -0.7, and so on. 1, 1.5, 1.4, 1.7, 1.9, all these numbers which are in between -1 and 3. So I'm very clear now. I said close the interval. It's a start at -1, ends at 3, and consists of these two elements and all real numbers between these two elements. Again, close the interval of -1 and 3. Okay. How to represent it so we can understand it from the number line. And the number line is like that. This element is 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2. How to represent this interval? First point, from the start point of the interval, it was closed at -1. So -1 and represented as a shaded circle like this. The end also closed at element 3, another shaded circle at element 3. We said that -1 and 3 and the elements in between shade the whole distance between -1 and 3. So this means to represent the closed interval, just shade the first or the start point of the interval, the end point of the interval, and the whole distance between the two elements. So that was how to represent the closed interval. Okay. Now, opened interval. Opened interval. Open the interval. If there's interval like that, but opened, -1 and 3, it's opened, so the two brackets will be opened, the brackets like this. If there is a difference between that one on top and this one, the opened interval, yes, of course. So what will be the difference? On that one, the closed interval, we said that it consists of -1 and 3 and the elements in between. Here, -1 and 3 and elements in between. Okay. But in the opened interval, -1 and 3 not included. Actually, only elements between -1 and 3. So, in the opened interval, the start point and the point not included? Yes. Again, guys, open the interval, -1 and 3. Here, -1 and 3 not included in the interval because it's open the interval. So this means if the interval is closed, okay, from one of the two sides, so this means the side which was closed from this side means that this element is included. But if it was opened, so this means that this element is not included in the interval. So now, open the interval from the two sides, the -1 and the 3. So this means -1 and the 3 not included. How to represent it on the number line? Like that. 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2. Okay. What is the start point of the interval? It's a -1. The end point is 3. Okay. In case of closed interval, I said that shaded circle on the element. Then here, it's not included. So unshaded circle, like this. And the end point 3 also opened, unshaded circle. But the elements in between are included. Then shade the distance between them. So representation of the opened interval like this. Unshaded circles on the elements of the start and the end points of the interval, but shade the distance in between. Now we studied the closed one and the opened one, but there's another type. If it was like this, closed from one side and opened from the other, or opened from one side and closed from the other. So this one, guys, actually it's a half opened, half opened, half closed. Or we can say that it's a half closed, half opened. No difference. Okay, so what do you think? How to represent this one? If the interval is closed from this side and opened from this side, -1 and 3. So simply on the number line, 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2. So now, -1 is closed. It was closed from the side, so simply -1 included in the interval. So to represent it, shaded circle on -1, like this. The end 3, is it closed or opened? Opened. So simply unshaded circle on 3. Of course, in all cases, elements between these two numbers included, then shade the distance between them. Okay. Now I'm
السلام
going
عليكم يا
to
مستر.
summarize. عليكم السلام.
مستر
Now I'm
هو انا
going
كنت
to
انا
yes.
انا اياد احمد اللي كنت معاك في الحصه اللي فاتت، بس كنت متلخبط في التوقيت بتاع الحصص، فانا كان حصتي
Okay.
الساعه 10.
Okay.
فانا لسه
Yeah.
داخل، ممكن تعيد سريع كده،
Okay.
ممكن تعيد اللي
Yes. Sure.
شرحته.
Sure. No problem. Okay. Okay. Now, guys, I'm going to summarize each point we explained from the beginning one more time. The first type of intervals, limited intervals. So limited intervals, this means start point, end point. Okay. Actually, there are 3 types of limited intervals. The first one, closed interval. So closed interval, we write the 2 numbers inside these 2 parentheses, closed parentheses or brackets like this. So if there's interval like this, 1 and 3, so simply this means this interval includes 1 and 3 and all real numbers in between. How to represent it on the number line? Like this. Draw the number line. 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, for example. And then your start point at 1. So closed, yes. Shaded circle at 1. End point 3, shaded point at 3. So 1 and 3 represented on the number line. Then the remaining elements are all real numbers between. So shade the distance between the two numbers. One more point, and actually it's very important. If there is a relation given like that, guys, x greater than or equal 1 and smaller than or equal 3. And we wanted to represent it by using the intervals. So it will be this interval. Just I will write the start point and the end point, and then check the symbols. It's a greater than or equal. Or equal means the element included, so it will be closed from the side of 1. Smaller than or equal 3. So this means 3 also included in the interval. So it will be closed from the side. Now, if the interval is closed from the two sides, so this means it's a closed interval. Okay? Okay. So we said that if the interval is closed, so this means if x greater than or equal 3 and smaller than or equal 5, so simply this means this interval is closed from the two sides, and the 3 included in the interval and the 5 included in the interval. If we will represent it on the number line, so this means this element is 3 and this element is 5. It was closed from the side of 3, so shaded circle. Also closed from the side of 5, so shaded circle. And by default, the distance between the two elements is shaded. But if it was up in the interval, like this, 3 and 5. In this case, x greater than 3 and less than 5, because 3 and 5 not included in the interval. So simply to represent it on the number line, just to draw the number line, element 3, element 5, it's closed or opened from the side of 3, so unshaded circle. From the side of 5, opened also, unshaded circle, and by default, elements in between. So shade the distance between them. So that was if it was closed or opened. The next type, if it was half opened, half closed, or half closed, half opened, it's the same meaning. I mean to that if the interval is like this, 3 and 5. It was closed from the side of 3, so x greater than or equal, because it was closed from the side of 3. Greater than or equal 3, but smaller than only. There is no equality here because 5 is opened, smaller than 5. Now represented on the number line, the two elements, 3, 5. Is it opened or closed from the side of 3? Closed, shaded. So shaded circle. Opened from the side of the 5? Yes, unshaded circle. And shade the distance between them. Another one, if it was 3 and 5, but closed from 5 and opened from the 3. So now x greater than only, no equality because 3 is not included, so greater than 3, and smaller than or equal 5, because it was closed from the side of 5. So now representation on the number line, the two numbers, 3, 5. Now your interval opened from the side of 3, unshaded circle. Closed from the side of 5, shaded circle. And in all cases, shade the distance between the two elements. That's it. So that was the three types of the limited intervals: the closed, the opened, the half closed, the half opened, or half opened, half closed. Okay, great. Now, guys, there's another type of intervals. We said that in the beginning, there is limited intervals and unlimited intervals. Okay, we just finished the limited intervals. So now, what about the unlimited intervals? If the question is like this, guys, x greater than or equal to, so this means x will equal to, and the next numbers, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. And if it was the real numbers, so it starts from number 2 and then all next real numbers. Okay, so now my start point on the interval is 2, and it was closed from the side of 2. Then what will be the next point? I mean to the end point. Do we know the end point? It will start at 100 or 1,000 or million or milliard or whatever. I don't know. So in this case, it will be 2 and positive infinity. 2 and positive infinity. And by default, because we don't know exactly where is that infinity, so it will be open. So infinity, even if it's positive or negative, it will be opened from the side of positive or negative infinity. Okay?
Okay.
So now, how to represent this interval on the number line? It's very easy. How? Just to draw the number line. This one is the element 2. Is it closed from the side of element 2? Of course. Shade element 2. Now it continue on the positive direction till positive infinity. I don't know where is exactly this positive infinity. So now I suppose to shade the whole positive direction like this. Because no one knows where is that infinity, right? Now, if there is another question, x greater than 2, it will be the same, of course, but 2 are not included. So 2 and infinity. Infinity always opened. 2 are not included, so opened. Now represented, it will be the same, but there is a very small difference. This is element 2. Now 2 not included, opened, unshaded, and shade the positive direction. Okay. Now this points, if x greater than a positive number, I mean to that x continue on the positive direction. But if the question is like this, x smaller than or equal to, okay, so now this means it's smaller than 2, means it will going in the side of 1, 0, then negative, and so on. Okay, so exactly, I don't know the end of this one, but the start is 2. There is very important remark. Take care and listen carefully. When writing the interval, we must write down the smaller number first. Inside any interval, whatever its type, we have to write down the smaller element first. I mean to that if there's interval of 2 or 5, this means we have to write it like this, 2 and 5, not 5 and 2. So we have to start with the smaller element. Okay. In this case, guys, x is smaller than negative 2. So this means it will go in the negative direction till negative infinity. Okay, of course, a negative infinity smaller than 2. So in this case, negative infinity and 2. Now, is it closed of the side of 2? Yes, because it's smaller than or equal. And by default, as I told you, whatever, if it's negative or positive infinity, it will be opened. Now represented on the number line like that. 2. Closed? Yes. Shade element 2. Which direction? Negative. So shade the negative direction. Another one, if it's like this, x only smaller than 2. So it will be opened from the negative infinity and also from the side of 2. Now represented here, 2 opened, unshaded, shade the negative direction. Okay, guys?
Okay.
Okay, Mr.
Okay.
Why is it a negative infinity, not positive one?
مستر ممكن تعيد تاني؟
Which one?
I can't
Negative
understand
infinity?
why. Yeah, why it's
Okay.
negative.
مستر
Now, if the number is smaller than 2, so this means 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So it will continue on the negative direction till negative infinity. But if it's in the positive direction, so it will reach the all positive numbers till positive infinity. Correct?
Yeah.
That's why we wrote negative infinity and 2. And I said that it's a very important rule in writing the elements inside the interval. We have to start with the smaller. Okay, so negative infinity and 0. So of course, a negative infinity is the smaller, right? Negative infinity
Yeah.
and negative 5. Negative infinity is the smaller, correct?
مستر سامعني؟
Yes. Okay, now we said that the number line is like this. Here is positive, sorry, here is 0, and then this is for the positive direction, and this one for the negative direction. Great. All these numbers are the real numbers. So now, guys, we said that real numbers equal positive real numbers union negative real numbers union the set of 0. So simply, if I want to represent this one by using the intervals, not sets. So this means simply the real numbers equal positive infinity and negative infinity. Start with the smaller, so negative infinity and positive infinity. And by default, positive or negative infinity, it's open. So the real numbers as interval equal the opened interval, negative infinity, and infinity. Okay.
Mister, there is no 0?
No, 0 included between, right?
Yeah, okay, right.
If I will consider this direction is positive and this direction is negative, so 0 included all numbers in between, correct or not? Right?
Correct.
Right.
Okay. So now, real numbers equal open the interval of negative infinity and positive infinity. Then what about the positive real numbers? Positive real numbers begins after 0, because 0 is non-positive and non-negative. After 0 till positive infinity, so 0 and positive infinity. Infinity is opened. We don't have 0 in positive, so opened, not included, right? So positive real numbers, the opened interval of 0 and infinity. What about the negative real numbers? Begins after 0 on the negative direction till negative infinity. So negative infinity and 0. 0 is not included, opened. Negative infinity, opened, opened, opened. By default, never write down that infinity, even if it's a positive or a negative, as closed. Always opened. Okay. We said that there is a set of numbers, okay? It's the set of non-negative numbers. Non-negative means 0, union, positive real numbers, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so if I want to write it in the form of interval, 0 is included, positive real numbers till infinity. So 0 and infinity. 0 included, closed. Infinity, opened by default. This one is the non-negative. What about the non-positive? Non-positive. It's also 0, union, negative real numbers, correct? So this means 0 included in the non-positive and the non-negative, of course, because we said that 0 is non-positive and also non-negative. And the form of interval, I'm going to write it here. In the form of interval, we said that 0 union negative. So 0 and negative infinity. Wrong. Why? Because we said that start with a smaller unit or a smaller number. So it's negative infinity and 0. Correct, guys? So negative infinity and 0. Negative infinity opened. 0 included? Yes, closed. Okay?
مستر ممكن تعيدها بس عشان ما فهمتهاش
Which point?
من الصفحة اللي قبلها.
What do you mean? يعني
يعني
which point exactly? Positive real numbers or negative real numbers or
أنا
non-positive?
ما فهمتهمش هما الاتنين، مش فاهم الفرق بينهم، مش فاهمة.
Non-positive and non-negative?
أيوه.
Okay. Again, guys, listen to me carefully. Non-negative real numbers. Non-negative mean real numbers means positive real numbers, correct? Non-negative means a positive. Only positive numbers? No. Positive numbers and 0 because 0 is non-negative. So union, the set of 0. Correct? So all positive real numbers plus 0. So 0 till positive infinity. Infinity is opened. 0 is included here. Yes, so closed. Then what about the non-positive? Non-positive means what?
Negative.
Exactly. Only negative? Or negative
No.
and 0? And 0 also, because 0 is non-positive. We said that 0, non-positive and non-negative. It's just a reference between negative numbers and positive numbers. Right? So here, non-positive means a negative real numbers union, the set of 0. So now, from 0 till negative infinity, which one is the smaller? Negative infinity. Then 0, 0 included, closed, to negative infinity, opened. That's it. Okay, guys, is it clear?
مستر ينفع تعيد؟ ينفع تعيد يا مستر؟
Which point?
الاثنين يا مستر.
Okay, again, and listen carefully. Non-negative real numbers means a positive real number. But not only positive real numbers, there's also one element here. Which one? 0, because 0 is non-negative. So positive real numbers and 0. So positive real numbers union, the set of 0. Now I'm going to start from 0 plus all positive real numbers. So start from 0 till positive infinity, 0 included, then closed from the side of 0, and infinity always opened. Then the next one is the non-positive. Non-positive means a negative. Only negative? No. Negative in addition to 0, because 0, as we said, it's non-positive and non-negative. So 0 exists on the two sets. Non-negative numbers, non-positive numbers, 0 exists. So here also union 0. So now you will start from 0, going in the direction of the negative till negative infinity. Which one is a smaller negative number? I mean to negative infinity or 0. So negative infinity first. And 0. 0 included, yes, then closed. Infinity opened always. Okay, guys? Okay, now let's solve some examples related to what we explained. The first question. Write each of the following sets in the form of intervals. So this means there are some given sets and we want to write it in the form of interval. The first one, the set of x, where x belongs to real numbers and x greater than -3 and smaller than or equal 0. Now, the solution of this one is very easy, guys. As I told you, this will be the start point and this one will be the end point. So -3 and 0. Now, greater than only, so opened. Less than or equal, closed. Done. Is it hard? I think it's very easy, right?
Yes.
So now the start point is -3. The end point is 0. So the interval -3 and 0. Now from the side of -3, greater than only. So opened. But from the side of 0, it's less than or equal. So closed. So the interval simply -3 and 0. It is opened from the side of -3, closed from the side of 0. Now it's time to represent it on the number line. Now number line, -3, 0. Opened up from the side of -3, unshaded circle. Closed from the side of 0, shaded circle. Then shade the distance between them. I'm done. That was the first question. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Clear, Mr.
Okay, great. Number 2. The set of A, where A belongs to real numbers and A smaller than or equal 1 and greater than or equal -2. Okay. So now the interval, there are 2 points. 1, -2. Which one is the smaller? -2. And the greater 1. From the side of -2, greater than or equal. So closed. From the side of -1, smaller than or equal. So closed. Correct? Now it's time to represent it on the number line. Number line, -2, 1, closed, shaded, shaded. Shade the distance between them. Done. Clear?
Clear.
Any questions, guys?
No,
No.
thanks.
Okay, great. The next
Teacher, can I
one.
solve?
Huh?
Can I
I'm
solve?
listening. Okay, sure. Question number 3.
Can I solve?
Yes, sure. I said yes, sure. You can solve the next one.
Mr. 5 seconds بس راح اشرب ماء واجي.
Okay, no problem. the set of x where x belongs to the real numbers and x greater than 0. Okay, now what will be the start point of the interval and the end point of the interval? X greater than 0. So
0 and negative infinity.
0 and what? I'm listening.
Positive, positive, yeah, Mr. Positive.
Of course, yes, positive, because
Positive, yeah, not
it's
negative.
greater than 0. So the positive direction, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 0 and the positive infinity. Which one is the smaller element? 0. Then positive infinity. Is it closed or opened from the side of 0? Open. Why? Because there is no equality sign here. Only greater than. So opened, and the infinity by default is opened. Now it's time to represent it on the number line. Now number line 0 opened, unshaded, and then shade the whole positive direction. Done. Clear, guys?
Clear, Mr. Should we, Mr.
Yes.
Should we write the numbers on the number line or 0 only?
No. 0 is enough. Only the 2 elements of the interval is enough. No need to write all elements on the number line. Just the 2 elements of the interval is enough. Okay? But in the book, on the first part, okay, it's written on the book all the numbers just to explain to you. But next, on the questions, we are going to write down the terms on the interval only. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, great. The next question. The set of y, where y belongs to real numbers and y smaller than or equal -1. Guys, by the way, I'm start reading the inequality always from the variable. So here, it's not -1 greater than or equal y. No, we have to start from the variable. Y less than or equal -1. Okay. So this means it's less than or equal -1. So what will be the smaller numbers than -1, -2, -3, and so on till we will reach negative infinity, correct?
Correct.
So now the 2 terms will be negative infinity and -1. Start with the smaller, negative infinity and -1. Do we have equality sign here? Yes. So -1 closed and the negative infinity by default opened. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, now start the representation on the number line. Number line. -1. Closed or opened? Closed. Shaded. Negative direction? Shade the negative direction. Finished. Okay?
Okay.
Do we have any questions, guys? Huh? Because I'm going to solve 2 more questions. So
No.
let's
No,
understand it very well. Okay, great. Now let's solve another question like that. The set x where x belongs to real numbers and x greater than -4 and smaller than or equal to. Okay. So now -4 and 2, which one is the smaller? -4.
-4.
Do we have equality on the side of -4? No. Then
No.
opposite. Do we have equality on the side of 2? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close.
Now represented on the number line. -4, 2. Opened from the side of -4, unshaded. Closed from the side of 2, shaded, sir.
Shading.
Then shade the distance between the 2 elements. Done. Correct, guys?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. One more question. The next point, the set of y where y belongs to real numbers and y greater than or equal -5. Now, question, y greater than or equal -5. So this means I'm going in the positive direction because the number which is greater than -5 is -4, then -3, then -1, then 1, then 2, then 100, then 1,000, then billion, then infinity. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct. So this means
Negative
-5
five
and
and negative
positive
positive
infinity. So which number we start with? The
Negative
smaller.
five.
-5.
Negative
Very
five.
good. And the positive infinity. -5. Do we have equality sign here? Yes.
Yes.
Close.
Yeah.
Infinity up. Open.
Open.
Now represented on the number line. -5. And then
Shaded.
it's closed. So shaded. Very good. Now I'm going to shade the whole positive direction. Which one? This one or this one? Of course, this one. So shade the whole positive direction. Okay?
Okay, Mr.
Okay.
Okay, great. Another type of questions like this one. The question, guys, is like this. -3 and 0. And the question title represents the following interval on the number line and express it by the description method. Okay. Now, first point number line. Okay. -3 and 0. This one -3 and this one 0. Because of course the negative number on the left of 0. That's why I wrote -3 here and then 0, right? Then both of the two elements open. So unshaded, sorry. Unshaded, shade the distance in between. So representation is correct, guys? Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, great. Now I want to write it in the descriptive method. Descriptive method means what? Means inequality. So x greater than, it's open, only greater than -3, open from the 0, smaller than 0. That's it. Right?
Right.
Okay, great. Okay, great. One more question. Guys, your microphones, switch off your microphones, guys, and listen carefully. The next question. -infinity and 2. Now I will represent it on the number line. Now, on number line, where is number 2? Is here. Okay. Is it closed or opened? Closed.
Closed.
Shaded. Which direction? -infinity. So left side. The negative side. That's it. Descriptive method. X. I'm waiting your answers. -infinity and 2. So x smaller than or equal because it's closed on the side of 2. Then x smaller than or equal to. That's it. Correct, guys?
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, great. Another question. 4 belong to 4 and 7. -4 and 4. 2 and 5. -11 and -4. What do you think, guys? Which answer is correct? 4 belongs to which interval here?
Mister, can you repeat the question?
4 belong to, it's already written on the board. 4 belong to, then this 4 intervals.
Mr. Can I answer?
Which one?
The third one. The
Exactly.
2 and 5.
Very good, Arish. Very good. The third one, exactly. Why? Because here 4 not included. It's opened from the side of 4, so it's not included. Here also 4, it's not included. But here 2 and 5, so the elements between 2 and 5, so 4 included here, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So the third choice is
Yeah.
the correct answer. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. One more question. All of you guys, think about it. Cubic root of -8. Then this interval, -8 and -2. Belong, not belong. Subset, not subset. Which choice?
Not belong
Very good. Not belong, of course. Very good, Yaman.
because it will be equal -2 and then it
Not included.
not
Right?
included because it's open interval.
Exactly. From the side of -2, so it's not included in the interval. So this one, which means a -2, not belong to this interval. Okay?
مستر ممكن
Okay.
تعيدها تاني؟
Again, cubic root of -8 equals -2, right?
Right.
Do we have -2 inside this interval? No.
No.
Why? Because -2, it's opened from the side, so it's not included. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. Another question, guys, and concentrate very well. The set of 1 and 6. And then the interval of 1 and 6. Belong to, not belong to, subset, not subset. Think about it. Well, then choose your answer.
Not subset.
Subset يا مستر subset. Subset.
Take your time and think about it. First, it's not subset or not, or it's not subset or not subset. These two are wrong.
Not belong.
Okay?
قصدي belong
Because
belong.
you're
Not
looking
belong,
for
not belong.
elements.
Not belong.
Not belong.
Not belong or belong.
No
Belong.
Belong. Belong.
No, not.
Not belong.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second. Here, this set 1 and 6. So I'm looking for 1 and 6. Do we have 1 here?
No.
No.
So
No.
It's not wrong.
It's opened from the side of 1, but 6 is included. I'm looking for the 2 elements, so not belong. Correct?
yes.
Correct.
Correct.
Because 1 is not included in the interval. You know, it will be belong if this interval changes to be like this, closed from the 2 sides. So now, belong, right? Because
Yes,
1
right.
included, 6 included. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Another question.
مستر فاضل لنا قد ايه ونخلص؟
Maybe like 10
Sure.
minutes, maximum
Sure.
10 minutes. Okay? Yes?
I
Okay.
don't understand the last bit.
1 and 6, the last example. The set of 1 and 6, and the interval of 1 and 6. Now, this set consists of 2 elements, 1 and 6. So we have to check if these elements are here or not. 6, yes, we have 6 because it's closed from the side of 6. But 1, do we have 1 inside this interval? No. Why? Because it was opened from the side of 1. So this interval consists the numbers after 1 till we reach 6. Correct? 1 excluded here. Correct, guys?
Correct.
Okay. One more question. If x belongs to this interval, -5 and infinity, then x greater than -5, x greater than or equal -5, x smaller than -5, x smaller than or equal -5. Which answer is correct?
مستر لو سمحت، هو ايه بس اللي مكتوب بعد
إيه.
5 عشان مش باين؟
infinity.
تمام اوكي.
مستر هتبقى اكس
مستر اكس greater than negative
or
5.
less negative 5.
Again.
Second choice, Mister.
Second choice.
The fourth
Yeah.
choice.
Hmm.
Master, the fourth choice.
Arij. Concentrate
Yes.
well. Concentrate well.
Mr.
Here,
first choice يا مستر.
huh? Guys, first, let me check with you the answers step by step. Here, at -5, it's closed. So this is wrong, this is wrong. Right? Because closed means or equal. There must be equality sign, correct?
Yes.
Now, I was at -5, then I'm going into the direction of positive. So this means greater, right?
Right.
The
Right.
second choice is the correct answer. Because x greater than or equal -5, so I'm going from -5 on the positive direction till I will reach positive infinity, right?
Right.
Okay, great. So that question also is clear to all of us, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, the next question is very good question, really. Think about it very well before giving me the answer. The sum of the real numbers and the interval -3 and 3 is -6, -3, 0, 6. Think very well before choose the answer.
-3 يا مستر.
Which answer is the correct one? And I need explanation for your answer.
Mr. it is -3.
Why -3?
Because -3 is closed and 3 is open.
So what does this means? I don't know. Explain it more for me.
مستر هو السؤال هنا عايز ايه؟ مش فاهم.
هو
The
عايز
question
اللي هو
here, the question here, the sum of the real numbers in this interval. All real numbers inside this interval, if we want to add all numbers, what will be the result?
-3. Because we're going to add the -1, -2, -3, 0, 1, 2. We're going to add
Actually, guys, -3 is the correct answer. But why we choose -3?
because we added
Actually, guys, this interval, okay, consists all real numbers from -3 till 3, but 3 not included. So this means, concentrate well, you are here at -3 till here 3, but 3 not included. and this one included. Okay, now if we will add all elements between these two numbers, if you will say that there is -2, so there is 2, -1, there is 1, fraction, the same fraction. So this means all numbers exists here and their additive inverse, except -3, because 3 not included. That's why it will equal -3. You got that point or not yet?
Yes, I got.
I got
I got it, Mr.
Again. Close the interval. -3 and 3 from this side it was opened. Okay, number line. -3 closed. We have -3 till 3, but opened. Here 0. If this number is -2, -1, 1, 2, and of course the fractions and all the real numbers between them, all these numbers are negative, and the same on this side are positive. So the sum equals 0, but -3 is here and not here. So the sum equal -3 only. So my question now, if the interval is -3 and 3, so the sum equal
0.
Very good. Very good. Okay, another question. Sum of real numbers here will equal
-4.
very good. Correct. But if it was like that, -4 and 4 closed, so the sum
0.
equals 0.
Zero.
Because all the numbers exists in this interval, okay? Also, its additive inverse exists on the same interval. Correct, guys?
Correct.
Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, the next question, and also it will be the last question. Don't worry, just like 2 minutes more. Okay. -1, -4, and -1. Belong, not belong.
Mr. Not belong.
Not belong, yeah, Mister.
Not
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 belong.
belong, very good, great.
Not belong.
Because it was
Not
open
belong.
from both
Not
sides,
belong.
so -1 not included, not belong. Okay, half, 0 and 1.
Belong.
Very good,
Belong.
very good, because half between 0 and 1, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But if the question is 0 or 1, of course, not belong. Right?
Right.
Right.
Okay, another question. The set of 2 and 4. The interval of 2 and 5.
Belong, Mister. Belong.
Belong, very good, because I'm looking for the element 2 and the element 4. Here, there is 2, and before 5, there is 2. So the 2 elements included, right? I don't care about 5. My question not about 5, it's about 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But if the question is 2 and 5, of course not belong, because 5 is not here. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, another question. Absolute value of -5, negative infinity, and 0.
Belong. No, not belong. Not belong.
Not belong.
Not
Very
belong.
good. Not belong. Why not belong? Because the absolute
Because
value
Because
of any
5
number
equal 5.
positive. Do we have 5 here? No.
No.
Okay, great. One more question like this, guys. The set of -1, 0, 1. And the closed interval of 0 and 1.
Belong.
belong.
Not belong.
Belong.
Not belong.
Why belong? Why? I want to know why belong. Is this one?
Mr. Not belongs
Not
because
belong.
there is no negative one.
That's it. What
There's
is
no
that
negative
negative
one.
one? It's outside, of course. The negative one outside, so not belong, of course. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Another question. Square root of 7, 2, and 3.
Not belong. Mr. Not belong.
Not belong.
Not belong? Why not belong?
No belong because it's
Yeah.
between 2 and 3.
Exactly. Square root of 7. If we will use the calculator, we will find that it will equal 2 point something, right?
Yeah, 64
Yes.
point.
64, for example. Okay, so it's between 2 and 3. I don't care about 2. I need 2.64 exists inside the interval. So belong. Correct, guys?
Correct.
Okay, that sounds very good. Do we have any questions?
No, thanks.
No,
Mr.
Mr. Tan.
Okay. Actually, I'm finished with the first part from this lesson. The next session, we will discuss the operations on the intervals. So it's time for the homework, guys. So homework. Accumulative test. Three, and the notebook. Next session, our to-do list. Lesson 4. Second part. And then we will revise homework. Okay, guys, one of you please take a screenshot from the homework and send it to the WhatsApp group. Okay, actually, we reached the end of our session. Hopefully, all of you understood this
بعتها.
lesson.